Hello everyone, welcome to my general tarot reading for the month of January 2026. I do 3 general readings each month. Today is the general reading, and in the next week will be the general reading on love and relationships, and in 2 weeks from now will be the general reading on manifestation and abundance. Remember that this year 2026 is the first year of the next 9-year cycle we are entering for the collective. So this month and this year it is very important to set the right intentions for the next 9-year cycle. So let's look at the shuffle. Let's draw 2 oracles for the theme and the challenge of the month with the Quantum Oracle. We got Joyous Fan upright for the theme and Status Quo in reverse for the challenge. Let's draw the tarot. 3 cards for the recent past, 3 cards for the present, and 3 cards for the near future. Bottom of the deck after shuffle for the overall energy. We got Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot both upright. And the final advice with the Sacred Destiny Oracle, we got Purity. So let's move on to the reading. For the theme of the month, we got Joyous Fan. I see the energy is very cool. So what is the general theme? The general theme is what we're going to explore throughout the month as a collective. The general theme that came up for us is Joyous Fan, and that already signals a shift in energy because last year we had a difficult energy in December. This means that something happened the last 2 weeks and the energy shifted. This is also reflect on the overall energy that we are going to explain later. So this Joyous Fan oracle is foretelling a time of happiness on a daily basis, which may be related to a new relationship or a new stage of fun and expansion in a relationship we already have. It may also foretell that a friendship will come to us or a friendship that already exists will expand, bringing us more social connections, more social activity, more sharing. This oracle also foretells that we will commit to projects that will generate great interest and much excitement and bring a sense of happiness into our daily lives. It is important to understand that when we choose to vibrate in appreciation, fun, and joy, our vibration will rise and expand in all our experiences. So this oracle also foretells that we are going to begin something new that will open our heart chakra to more joy and bliss. And this enjoyment will be shared with more people. So on a mundane level, this means group projects, social events, perhaps some everyday practice with another people like a sport, a hobby, or social gatherings. In other words, everything will be about sharing our bliss and grace with others. And the challenge of the month, we got Status Quo in reverse. This oracle in reverse foretells a time of radical change in which continuity will be broken. There will be a great movement, so great that it will feel like a shake-up. This movement, this radical change, may have been originated by some decision we make. That decision could involve any matter in our life, such as leaving a relationship or starting a new one, resigning from a job or beginning a new job. Likewise, this change may also come from something beyond our control, something larger happening around us. For example, the company we were working is closing or something happening in our country, etc. So whether it comes from a decision we make or something external, the challenge for this month of January 2026 is to be very clear and transparent in our thought processes so we can consider the necessary steps to redirect our destiny, since the situation is shifting and may sometimes seem outside of our control. So we must not lose sight of the fact that we have power over how we react to this change, over how we redirect our life by equally redirecting our thoughts and actions. And this oracle is telling us that this situation may be precisely the opportunity we need to advance toward our desired destiny. The adjustment may be severe, it may be radical, so we may understand all this movement through the metaphor of the phoenix rising from the ashes. Therefore, we need to refine our discernment to look at all the options that arrive, which ones empower us and which ones must be left behind, so we can move forward with courage and inner peace, because this movement, this change, will indeed lead us toward a happier and more harmonious time. So let's move on to the overall energy. This is very interesting because it has a lot to do with the oracles that we just explained, because literally the Wheel of Fortune, which is a major arcana, is the card of change. And as it appeared upright, this means that the change that is coming is positive. And since it is a major arcana, this change encompasses all aspects of our lives. So this change will touch our home life, our relationships with partners, if we have them, or our family dynamic and our work life. That's what makes it so interesting. And because the Chariot is behind the Wheel of Fortune, as another major arcana, this means that the change will point to our possible success and expansion, to a state of being where we feel very focused, very directed, and precisely aligned with what we desire as our end goal. So in the illustration here we see a charioteer and two horses. The two horses represent the challenge and the change we are facing. So as they are pointing in different directions, this means that these challenges will stretch our energy, but as it appears upright, it means that we will be able to maneuver those challenges. Maneuvering the chariot has a lot to do with self-discipline. This means how we manage to tame the difficult parts of ourselves, the difficult aspects of our character, such as laziness, procrastination, intolerance, or impulsiveness. And how do we tame all of that in order to move forward toward our desired outcome, our desired destiny? So this radical change may be connected to the entire energetic movement happening right now on a planetary level, energy-wise. So self-discipline also relates to how we manage our thoughts. This means this month we must navigate this change, not letting our fears to take over, not letting uncertainty take over, but instead transforming this into something different, like excitement for change, like the motivation to act quickly, to react quickly, because the chariot is fast, is focused. It's not about moving step by step, slowly. The chariot demands decisions, demands that we leave behind what we must in order to move forward. That may mean relationships, commitments, responsibilities, jobs, home, or even our place of residence. And as a major arcana, it encompasses every aspect of our life. So this means that the rapid and radical movement is happening throughout everything in our lives, and the result of this depends 100% on our capacity to navigate changes, because the chariot is led by the charioteer. Now let's look at the spread regarding recent past, present, and near future. In the recent past, we have the Ten of Cups upright, the Hermit in reverse, and the Hangman in reverse. That gives us two major arcana here. So we have four major arcana so far. So these three cards tell us that something that was stuck, blocked, or halted has shifted. Something happened and now is beginning to move. In the case of the Hermit in reverse, this movement may mean, as this is a general reading, that for some people it is about coming out of isolation, leaving confinement, beginning to socialize more, to speak more, to express themselves more openly. For others, the Hermit in reverse may mean they still don't feel ready to step into the world, to speak, to express themselves, or to make decisions. Yet, life is pushing them in that direction even if they don't feel ready. And the Hangman in reverse tells us that what is beginning to move is also releasing us from a sense of martyrdom. That stagnation had been weighing heavily on us, but now that feeling of self-sacrifice is shifting, is being released. So this card is also telling me that the release may arrive in a tumultuous way. It won't be a gentle, balanced transition. Instead, it will demand quick decisions, fast responses, and the ability to overcome obstacles without hesitation. This is also telling me that misunderstandings or communication issues may arise that require immediate reaction. So external events may demand our attention so we can redirect them where they need to go. For example, a project that is missing something before it can launch, or a sudden issue at home that forces us to reallocate resources, taking budget from an area to cover another. These kinds of events may happen in any area of our life, work, home, relationships, and they will require more attention than usual, along with redirection. Some of these changes may be unexpected, while others may be things you already sense coming. Yet, because both of these major arcana are near the Ten of Cups upright, this means that the overall message is one of harmony regarding our home and our emotional balance. So even though the changes may be dynamic, even though something is being uncovered and set into motion, this is leading toward harmony, equilibrium, and the harmonization of our safe place, whether it be our home, our inner self, our relationships, etc. So this recent past leading us to the current moment, we got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess, another major arcana also in reverse, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So these two aces together indicate that we are right at the threshold of something new. However, since they are in reverse, this new stage will not unfold smoothly, calmly, or step by step. Instead, it will arrive in a shaken, unexpected way, almost catching us off guard. The Ace of Pentacles reverse points to a new stage that could bring us resources, new projects, or new situations at home or at work. Yet, because it is in reverse, this new stage may temporarily cause economic imbalance, like when something unexpected arises and we must use money that was meant for saving or another purpose. So this imbalance may affect our resources, our work, our finance, impacting our home. And the Ace of Wands in reverse also signals upheaval. It suggests that this new stage will be internally intense, stirring excitement and anxiety at the same time. It is the kind of change that brings us joy in one moment but fear in another, like two opposing feelings coexisting. So these changes will challenge us, demanding discernment, decision-making, and equanimity as we navigate them. And at the center of the spread lies the High Priestess in reverse, another major arcana. So this represents your current state influencing all the surrounding cards. This High Priestess indicates that something will be revealed and new information will come to light. This revelation will not arrive through ordinary channels like reasoning or intellect, but through intuition, dreams, or mystical perception. It is our higher self trying to communicate with us through the magical weaving between our energy field and reality itself. This is where synchronicities play a role. Synchronicities are those repeating signs that appear in different forms, like, for example, dreaming about a white dove. Then you see a white dove on the next day. Then you talk to someone and that person mentions a white dove. Then you watch a TV show and a white dove appears. Or you are looking something online and you stumble upon a white dove again. So this is an example of how some signals from our energetic field are pointing us towards something important that requires attention. So this High Priestess is telling us that we need to learn how to navigate life through these magical synchronicities, allowing us to see what is being revealed so we can use it to our advantage and build the path towards change and our desired destiny. And as the central card of this spread, this reminds us to pay close attention to our mystical side regarding the lessons of the past and the opportunities of the future. And everyone has access to this mystical side. So let's move on to the near future. We have another major arcana, the Hierophant upright. We have the Eight of Cups, a minor arcana in reverse, and another major arcana, Strength upright. That makes 7 major arcana in an 11 card reading. So this means that the change arriving in this month, which is directed toward our expansion, will affect all areas of our lives. It is like a juncture between now and our next 9-year cycle that is beginning in 2026. So the Hierophant is very similar to the High Priestess, but from another perspective. The Hierophant represents our connection with the inner teacher, the inner master. This means the connection with our divinity, that is our higher self, our spiritual guides, our guardian angels, and so on. Upright, this means that this connection is being achieved, is happening, or is solidifying more and more, is becoming stronger. So this means that our higher priestess is connected with the Hierophant, with our divine self. So this means that the synchronicities, the dreams mentioned before, are nourished by that divinity within us. And this Hierophant also means, on a more mundane level, that in the near future it is necessary to seek stability to navigate the radical change that is being foretold for January. Seeking stability means looking for people, spaces, institutions, relationships, or aspects of ourselves that gives us a sense of traditional security. For example, if you're Catholic, you may seek advice from a priest or from your church congregation. If you're spiritual, you may seek guidance in your deep connection using tools like tarot, meditation, or rituals. And even if you don't have any spiritual or religious practices, this guidance may come through institutions such as therapy and psychological counseling, or any professional advisor. Because the Hierophant is saying that this change must be navigated with the help of a master, a teacher, a counselor, a spiritual guide, or if you don't have such contacts, you must look for your own teacher in your own inner divine self, in moments of self-reflection. So as your divine self functions like an anchor, so this radical change does not scatter or destabilize you too much. And the next card, the Eight of Cups in reverse, tells us that something must be released, and yet we don't want to. Or maybe we are afraid, or we may not know how to let it go, but it is necessary. Because the Eight of Cups is about releasing something that no longer fulfills or satisfies us. This could be relationships, a partner, decisions, or commitments. Because this Eight of Cups is telling us that these responsibilities, these commitments, these decisions, these relationships, or these situations have already served their purpose, and it is necessary to leave them behind because they no longer nourish us or challenge us. So we can stretch ourselves outside of that situations and expand toward a higher level of experience. And the last card, Strength, another major arcana, it is also a tool, just like the Hierophant, for how to navigate this change that is coming. Strength is about taming the lion, taming it with feminine polarity, because here we see a woman. The lion represents aspects of our character or aspects of the experiences or situations we will face in the near future that may be difficult, overwhelming, or challenging, and we will need strength to navigate it. It's like taming the lion, meaning our doubts, our fears, our frustration, etc., through care, calmness, and gentleness. It is not about taming the lion with force. It is not about navigating radical change through aggression, imposition, conflict, or forcing things. It is the opposite. Feminine polarity invites us to navigate this change through calm conversations, not arguments, not forcing things. Be open to negotiation, be open to dialogue, and also being gentle with ourselves. This means not forcing ourselves, not obligating ourselves, not sacrificing ourselves, not being intolerant or impulsive, with our own rhythm, our own pace through this change. This feminine polarity is softness, tranquility, self-love, and self-care, and relates deeply to self-esteem. This means finding our value in who we are deep inside in order to move forward. And the final advice that came for us from the Sacred Destiny Oracle is Purity Oracle. So this is telling us that no matter what has happened in the past, everything can become new and fresh. The purity of our soul is shining through all the experiences we encounter in our relationships, in our daily situations. We are entering a period of grace, and all that is needed is to open our heart chakra so we can learn to discern that the best is yet to come. This relates with the Eight of Cups that appeared before, because this oracle is saying that the past does not have to be the same as the future. So whatever we fear letting go, like something we fear of being left without it, like we fear not having something that we have before, like we fear never experiencing something precious again, we must not be afraid to release this fear, because what is coming is better. Likewise, if in the past we experienced difficulties, challenging situations, conflicted relationships, or problems at work or home, this means that this past does not have to be repeated in the future, because in both cases we already have learned the lesson around the experience, and the best is yet to come. So our future will be bright and luminous, and the limiting patterns and old burdens we are leaving behind must indeed be released, so that this brightness and light can enter. This means that when we heal and release something from our energy system, like a difficult past, we clean and clear a space inside our energy system, and that opens the door to be filled with higher vibration frequencies. This is the purity that this oracle is talking about. And these higher frequencies elevate us toward higher levels of experience. This oracle is also telling us that some challenges we thought we have already overcome may return, but they will return so that we can finally release them once and for all, because we are entering a moment of redemption, forgiveness, and sacred healing. So this is wonderful to close the reading with this advice of purity, because the energy of the entire reading feels beautiful, expansive, clear, and transparent. The only difficulty I see is that the change will be turbulent, but overall it is a change for the better. Please remember to leave a comment, share my content, subscribe to my YouTube channel and my social media, Facebook and Instagram, La Flaca Tarot. This helps me a lot. It's just a click, it's just an emoji, and this allows the algorithm to show me to more people. And if these readings help to bring you any clarity, you're welcome to donate whatever you wish via my PayPal link in the description below. And remember that you can find the 3 readings for the month in the English playlist on YouTube and Facebook, so you don't get confused, because I also do the readings in Spanish. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see each other again next week for the Love and Relationship General Reading. Goodbye!